Welcome back to my channel. This is Ccasallo, your favorite Dallas Filipino realtor, and this is episode 2 on Flip Friday. And today we have a special guest, one of my buddies over here, Sean Lopez. He is a physical therapist in the DFW area.
Correct. Massage therapist.
Massage therapist. Okay,
Right,
so he's a massage therapist. Now, I know you did some workshops for us for community days. It kind of seemed like physical therapy, but what's the difference between physical therapy and massage therapy?
Oh man, it's all good. Like in all honesty, there's a lot of people who do mix me up for physical therapy.
Yeah.
By license, by trade, I am massage.
Okay.
But I guess what sets me apart from a lot of other massage therapists is that treatment with me is a little bit more active. So like I'm not just gonna put you on the table. I'm not just gonna lie you down and work on your muscles. It's actually gonna be very interactive.
Well, you had tennis balls the last time.
Because the idea of the workshop was to show other people like, hey, if you don't have access for a therapist, don't worry, I got you. I'll show you how you can.
Oh, so that was like solo.
Yeah, so
right?
it was actually more of a self-care workshop.
Oh, okay.
On
that
how
makes
you
sense.
can on corrective care.
Yeah.
Preventative care. So with a tennis ball or anything of dense texture, of how you can actually release certain muscles in your body. Sometimes people may even call this more of a lifestyle treatment. So it's more of like on your everyday, day-to-day, like what can you do to work on your neck posture or your low back. Lots of times, and this is why people mix me up from as a massage therapist and a physical therapist, is because I implement a little bit of everything. Like, I'm not just working on your muscles, but I'll implement like, this is how your body should move.
Yeah.
This is the mobility that you need to work on. A really good therapist actually focuses on movement, strengthening, and focusing on whatever is the restriction of the body.
Like,
right?
like mobility and flexibility.
Mobility. If I was a client and I'm having a therapist work on me, in my head, I'm not going to be like, dang, is this guy a chiro, a PT, a massage therapist?
Yeah.
Like, if a therapist is good, they're good.
Yeah.
Right? So,
they pretty much like do all three.
yeah, they'll implement
okay.
a little bit of everything, right? But
So are you a good therapist?
I'm a good therapist. Yeah.
So do you implement all three?
That's with confidence.
Okay.
Yes, within my scope of practice.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want to be technical about it, I'll just break it down. Just throw it out there. Chiros typically focus more so on joints.
Yeah.
Right?
Joints
on the
and bones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
PT typically is more on the strengthening side of
Yeah.
things.
Like when you get hurt, you can't walk, you got to do
they're
physical
focusing on the
therapy
rehab,
so you
right?
could, okay.
And then massage, generally we're just focusing more on anything that's not bone. So that could be soft tissue. When we say soft tissue,
Like tendons?
it could tendons, ligaments, muscles, all that stuff. So just throwing that out there.
No, hey, that makes sense because I didn't know any of that. I thought you were a physical therapist. I didn't even know that a massage therapist like that even existed. What made you get into massage therapy versus physical therapy or chiropractor?
It's actually a long journey for me, right? Prior to massage, I was actually in an assistant program for physical therapy, and I did struggle for a bit, right? I was in my late 20s. I struggled. I actually failed out of the program by like 2 points. Right?
Wow.
So now just picture this. All your friends are now like, they're getting like successful, steady jobs. And I'm in my late 20s and I'm kind of like, oh, dang, what am I going to do now? At the time, I thought that was my only option and it didn't fall through. So
you were failing forward.
Yeah, you can't take it as a loss. So you turn that loss into a lesson. So like real talk, I did put it as a lesson, right?
Yeah.
And even before, I was a personal trainer, so I was studying the body already. Right?
Okay. So you were new to the body.
I wasn't new to the body.
Yeah.
I still need to find a career within this genre, right? Within this industry where I can still utilize my skills and my knowledge.
Yeah. Like how do you redirect it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sports performance. Even with massage therapy, I could still go that direction.
So who's your clientele then?
My clientele, initially, it started off with the athletes, the bodybuilders and stuff like that.
The CrossFitters?
The CrossFitters. They definitely kept me busy. Then I realized that the kind of work that I do can benefit not just for the athletes, but even for your everyday average Joe.
In the office.
Literally, the office workers are the ones who now keep me busy because they're in those prolonged positions for so long.
I can see that.
They got tightness in their chest, shoulder, and the neck, complaining about headaches or complaining about hips. What I do as far as my therapy, it's not just for athletes. It really anybody can benefit from it.
So where could people find you, like on social media or online?
On social media, I kept it simple. I am Sean the therapist underscore of my business goes by, and it's called Find Your Glory.
You know what? We didn't even mention the name of your business. What is it called?
My business is Glory Manual Movement with the hands. Movement, focusing on the mobility, right? Because that's a big key.
It is.
That's the whole trinity when it comes to like recovery. You focus on the restriction, like so hands-on therapy.
Yeah.
After you do that, you got to train these clients to properly move, like mobility and all that. And then once the body is properly moving, then you strengthen that movement with resistance training and all that stuff.
Okay. So what area do you serve here in the DFW? Because you're from Plano.
I'm in Plano.
Okay.
I currently have an office in the North Dallas area. Actually, not too far from Jollibee. Shout out Jollibee.
Ooh, okay. Let's go.
And
You're talking about Jollibee in Preston?
Jollibee Preston.
Okay.
Yes, there are 2 locations
Yeah.
as well. I'm currently in a small room inside of in a gym.
Yeah.
This is a business channel and all that, or a real estate channel. So I do eventually have plans and visions to hopefully open up a brick and mortar in the future.
Hey,
So,
you know who to contact when you're ready for
Absolutely.
commercial.
Absolutely. So that's definitely the bigger plans of Glory and my business. and whatnot.
Amazing. But for people who's thinking about moving to Plano, what do you think the pros and cons are in Plano?
Man, Plano is where it's at, dude. I've been in Plano since '98. Okay, so
That's how I feel too. Plano's where it's at.
yeah, I pretty much did all my high school here, and it's growing, right?
It is.
It's got everything. It's hard to find houses here because apparently everybody from out of towners
Yeah,
are
are
trying to
coming
come
here just like us.
trying to come to Collin County in general. It has all the restaurants. If I were to open up a business,
Yeah.
I personally would want to be in the Plano area, or at least pretty close to it. That's
Yeah.
why I like North Dallas and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Like the surrounding area of
yeah,
Plano.
the surrounding area. What I like about it is it's the suburbs, it's the outskirts of Dallas, but it's also not too far of a drive if you want to go to
To
Dallas.
Dallas, exactly.
That's what I love.
And then you have Frisco right there, right? So, Plano, we have Legacy West.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Willow Bend, you know what they're doing in Willow Bend, right? They're actually cutting the middle of that mall, putting mixed use, so they're gonna have residential, and they're gonna compete with Legacy West.
Good.
down the street.
I didn't know that, but good. Something needed to be done.
and then Collin Creek too.
I do. Okay, so I actually looked right outside the Collin County area.
Oh, okay.
Or the Collin Creek, my bad. Maybe when the time is right for me to open up a brick and mortar and whatnot, like that's still probably a potential spot I would like to possibly rent out.
Where they're building a lot of single family homes and multi-family homes there.
Wow. That'd be awesome. Like, yeah, as a business, I think that'd be
Yeah.
the time, the opportunity to.
Plus, you have all the older communities in Plano. Then you have Richardson right there, and then you have Garland, and you have George Bush and 75.
Yeah.
So it's close to a lot of access.
Yeah, it's central, man.
Now,
You're the real estate guy. I don't know much about
what's
it.
what's your favorite Filipino spot here?
My favorite Filipino spot. When it's time to have parties, and you know how parties are, we need potluck and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
You need
We
trays.
typically go to Cabayan.
Okay, and right by Jollibee's. They got the
Location
two
too. Yeah,
locations.
My very first location I went to was the one in Louisville. I think it was a special event because there was like karaoke.
Yeah.
And people were jamming out and stuff like that. It was cool. It was a vibe.
Yeah, no, I love that place. My daughter, when she was 5 years old last year, she sang over there, and they gave her a free halo halo for singing karaoke.
Oh, that's what's up. I gotta get my daughter to do that.
So why do you think it's important for us to have a Filipino community center in the DFW, and why should Filipinos come together, work together, and support the different businesses inside the community?
I've always just been a big fan of community.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Filipino community, church community, fitness community, whatever it is. I just feel like people just always need a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Right. People need the sense of support, and I think it's important with the Filipino community.
Yeah.
There's so many times I speak to new Filipinos around the area,
Yeah.
and they don't know of certain restaurants or certain events going on. So again, I've been here since '98, so I'm kind of like filling them in, and my parents are very active in the Filipino community as well. So
Yeah.
I always tell like these new Filipinos that I meet, and the new Filipinos in the DFW that
They just
that I
moved
meet.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always like, because to them like they're not involved, right? So they don't know how big the community really is here. I personally think it's a lot bigger than people think.
It
you
is.
know?
They say 80,000 people. I think there's more than that.
80,000 what?
In the DFW, in the Metroplex.
80,000 Filipinos?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
there's more.
damn, that's a lot.
I think there's more than 80,000.
Probably, yeah, it's probably definitely increasing. I know at my church, there's a lot of Filipinos
Oh, really?
standing up all late. But there's a lot.
Hey, you know what? They're not late. That's Filipino time.
Exactly.
Y'all understand, right? You were a vendor at the Palenque last year. What was your experience and what was your takeaway?
My experience was awesome, man. I enjoyed it. I did think it was going to be a little tricky, right? Kind of doing like what I do, doing like the health stuff,
Yeah.
fixing people. Just because something with the Palenque, I was kind of thinking it would be more
Food.
like food, right? So it's like who wants to get worked on right now? The reason why I did it, my parents very involved in the Filipino community, but they're more old school, old generation.
The older generation.
When I first came across the ad, I don't even know how I initially found out. It was probably through social media.
Social media, yeah.
But initially, when I found out about it, I tried to do my research. I was like, oh dang, what is this? And I looked at the video, I looked at the socials and whatnot, and I was kind of like, I saw the people running the event, right? And I was like,
You saw us.
seems like a younger crowd. Okay, I don't know any of these guys.
Where did these guys come
Yeah,
from?
so whatever, man. I don't know them, but I was kind of like, it seems legit.
Yeah.
It seemed legit. It seemed new, and it seemed like something I can kind of like
Vibe
get
with.
behind with.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
and I was like, me being a small business owner, Filipino small business owner, and I was kind of like, yo, like I should be involved with the community.
Exactly,
And I just
yep.
felt like this was the perfect opportunity for that. And I'm glad I did. I was able to connect with you and many others. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, no,
I
that
really
was
enjoyed it.
amazing. And then you came to our after party at the
Yeah, man.
Laguna, Kainan sa Laguna in Plano. That's another plug for a Filipino restaurant. We'll get to them later. You heard it firsthand. Sean Lopez, Glory, Manual, Movement. Where could they follow you again?
Find me on Instagram. It's I am Sean the Therapist _ in between each word. You can find me on Facebook, Glory Manual Movement Therapy, or you could also find me at findyourglory.com if you are interested in free consultations, or if you would even like to schedule a session with me.
Well, I want to thank Sean for being on the show. I want to thank all the viewers for watching till the end. If you are around the DFW area, October 5th, we're going to have the Palenque 3rd Annual. Last year, there was about over 10,000 people.
Awesome.
There was a lot of food. I mean, all the food, they were running
Yeah,
out,
basically,
right?
yeah.
You got to be over there. You'll be exposed to pretty much a lot of the Filipino organizations and businesses around the DFW if you're new here and you're looking for some community to be involved with. Make sure you contact me, contact Pace on social media, Lone Star Palenque on Instagram. I'll have the links in the description. Well, thank you for watching again, and y'all have a wonderful day.